Okay, it's finally time for Alola. I've been waiting for this for so long, because Alola is by far my favourite gen. It's the gen that got me into the series, and like, genuinely I love every single Pokemon here. I don't think there's going to be anything below a C tier, maybe even nothing below a B tier, and there are not going to be a lot of S tiers, so yeah, I'm not, like, again, like I said for Unova, I'm not being overly generous or anything. I just genuinely do love these Pokemon. So let's get started with Rowlet. Easy S tier, the first of many. This is my favourite first stage starter, I think. I think I might say that about Snivy as well, but I think Rowlet beats it a little bit. Yeah, I just love it. It's so round. It's so cute. I love owls as well, so that's a big bonus. Yeah, easy S tier. Dartrix is an A tier. I don't like it quite as much. It loses a bit of the charm that Rowlet has. But I do like its very, like, smug kind of expression, a very dapper look. It's very nice. Yeah, it's cool. Not too much to say about it. It's one of the better middle stage starters, definitely. I like it a lot. Decidueye, another easy S tier. The idea of, like, an archer owl is just so cool. Grass Ghost is obviously a really cool type. It is just such a cool Pokemon. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. It used to be my favourite starter. It's still in the top 3, I'd say. My top 3 are probably Superior, Hisuian Typhlosion, and Decidueye. I think that... Yeah, actually, yeah. It's such a good starter. Easy S tier. So, same as its alternate form, actually. Hisuian Decidueye is also an S tier. I don't like the fighting type as much as the ghost type, but I do like the warmer, like, more autumnal tones that this goes for. And the massive oversized feet are also quite funny. And yeah, again, I just love these two. They're so nice. What's next? Okay, Litten. I like Litten. It's a B tier, I think. It's... I said this about Froakie as well. I kind of like the quieter, more serious first stage starters, and that's definitely one of them. The black and orange are quite nice, like, contrasting colours. Yeah, I like this design. It's cute. Torracat? I really like this. This is an A tier. I don't know why people don't like this Pokemon. I love how it feels like a middle ground between, like, a domesticated cat and, like, a tiger. Like, with markings along its, like, paws and along its back are very tiger-like, but then it's still got the collar. But yeah, I really like this. It looks fiercer than Litten, but not, like, quite as intimidating as Incineroar, which makes sense because does it have Intimidate? It probably does have Intimidate at this point, actually. Yeah, I really like this. It's just an upgrade from Litten, I think. I think it's one of the strongest, like, visually strongest middle stage starters. I like it a lot. Incineroar. I don't know, it's grown on me, to be honest. Obviously it's very funny because it's obviously great in VGC, always has been, probably always will be as well, because I keep on buffing it. I think this is a beta. I used to hate it just because I didn't really like... I don't know why I didn't like it, but I didn't like how muscular it was, I guess. It just seems a bit over the top, but I kind of like that now. It's definitely based on a wrestler, and it's got that kind of, like, very dramatic, like, it's very clear to you that this is, like, a strong Pokemon, which is ironic because its attack stat obviously isn't actually that high, but I love how it's kind of got, like, that facade of, like, the mean wrestler, even though it's actually quite a nice Pokemon. Like, this whole thing set is quite nice to children as well. So it's a very character-filled Pokemon, I think, which I like to see, especially from starters. This is beta. Poplio, I like Poplio, it's cute, beta. In my opinion, it's my least favourite of the first stage starters of this gen, but still, like, that's not really saying much, because I love all of the starters of this gen anyway, so even my least favourite is still beta. Brionne, I think this gets B tier as well. I like it, it's very clear what it's trying to do. It's leaning in towards that, like, mermaidy vibe, which I think works quite well with the seal. thing as well. I like the pale blue it's gone for here. And it works out all the white and the little like touches of pink. Yeah, it's a nice design. Primarine is an A tier. This is a really nice Pokemon. I love the kind of like flowy, like very aquatic vibe that the hair has. And just the whole like siren kind of aesthetic is cool. Even though sirens are actually birds, not mermaids. That's one of my favourite pieces of trivia, I say it all the time. But like I love the colour scheme, like I said before, the white, blue and pink look so well. I also like the silhouette, like it's almost got that, it's got a very long silhouette, which is nice. It gives it like that kind of elegant aspect, which I definitely think they're going for with this design. And yeah, it's a really solid design. It's solid competitively, I think, as well. I think it's pretty good in both VGC and singles right now. Yeah, that's nice. Pick-a-Pack. I always forget about this, but it's actually a pretty nice regional bird. I think this whole line gets a beta. Pick-a-Pack, the colours are nice. It's also nice to have a woodpecker Pokemon finally, after all these years. Yeah, it's a solid design. Tranquil? No, this isn't Tranquil, what's it called? Trumbeak. That's it. I think it's a beta as well. I like the markings it's got along its beak, like the kind of gradient it has. I like how it becomes very, very pointy in the second stage. It has that in its first stage as well, but the second stage it amplifies that with the head as well. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. Toucannon, I think this is still a beta. I'm tempted to move it up to A, but I don't think I will. I love the over-exaggerated beak. And again, it keeps a gradient, which is very nice. And the whole thing of it being like used as a gun sometimes is kind of funny. Yeah, it looks very intimidating. Like, not in an angry way, but in a very serious way, which I like. Yeah, it's actually one of the nicer regional birds. I don't think people talk about it enough. The young goose. The Sita. I don't think it's... Yeah, it's kind of just one of those Pokemon that's just an animal. It's fine. Gumshoes, I think this is a beta. I'm tempted to move it up to A tier because I really like the design inspiration, because it's based on a detective, and that's why it has rivalry with like Alola Rattata and Alola Raticate, which are based on like the Mafia, so that makes sense. And I like the little like detective hat its hair forms here. That's always cool. But I don't like it too much because it's not very visually appealing. Like the browns and the beige is kind of just a bit boring. But it doesn't get a C tier though, because its design inspiration is still cool. I like that. Grubbin. Yeah, C tier. It's a perfectly fine base bug type. Not much else to say. It is kind of cute actually, I like its eye. Yeah, Zeta. Charged Bug is a beta. It's very cute. I like how rectangular it is. Yeah, definitely beta. Its little square eyes are cool as well. I like the fact that it's used as a battery sometimes. I always find that funny when people are like used as things. Vikavolt is actually a really cool base bug type. I never think about this. Not base bug type, but like early root bug. I think it still gets a beta, but I love the kind of like shape its mandibles form. It's got that kind of like almost like railgun looking thing going on. And I like the way the wings form like a curve at the back. It's a very nice touch to the very angular design the rest of it makes. It's very intimidating as well. Yeah, it's nice. The colour palette is good. I like this kind of like turquoisey dark blue-green colour. That complements the yellow very nicely. It's nice. Crabrawler. This is a beta. I used to hate this, but it's actually grown on me. Yeah, it has a lot of charm. I like the kind of exaggerated little lick of hair it's got. Based on a coconut crab, which is cool. The colour palette is really striking here. The blue, purple, and yellow. It's really nice, actually. You don't really see a colour palette that like contrasting in many other designs, especially not ones that are kind of just animals. It's just nice to see. Crabominable? I don't like this as much. I think it gets moved down a tier. But I don't dislike it. It has its charm. I just think that, I don't know, I feel like something happened that wasn't quite clear. I think I should have had like a middle stage between this and Crabrawler, because it's quite a drastic change to go from like this relatively normal looking Pokemon to this. But it's still a cool Pokemon in its own right, to be honest. I like the kind of like paw prints it has on its hands. That's kind of weird coming from a crab, but it's still fine. I like when they kind of go a bit random with designs like that. Keeps a cool colour palette though, which is nice, and adds a bit of white in there. It's definitely got that kind of Yeti aesthetic. I wasn't sure about whether to rank the Oricorios separately, but I think I will, because I do have differing opinions of them. What are they called? Ballet Style. This is my favourite one. This one gets an A tier. I don't usually like fire types that much, but I love the kind of like black and red goes really nicely here, and it definitely looks very elegant compared to a lot of the other ones. Like even just in this artwork of it, it's got a lot of like movement. You can see that in the wings. Yeah, it's a really cool design. This is definitely my favourite one of the Oricorio. Pom-Pom. I don't know, I don't really think of that much of this one. It's a B tier because it's still got some things going for it. Like the focusing on yellow definitely shows that it's an electric type. Yeah, it's a perfectly fine, cute bird design. I like it. Okay, Pau style. My bad. I had to look that up because I'm probably going to cut that out of editing. But yeah, it's a solid design. I think as a C tier, it's my least favourite, I think. I don't know. There's something about it that looks a bit less bird-like than the others. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think its silhouette is kind of a bit more rectangular, if that makes any sense. But it's kind of just the vibe that I'm getting from it. It's still a cool Pokemon. It's just not... I don't know. I'm not really getting anything from it like I did the others. I don't really like... actually no, it's a B tier, because it's still got cool inspiration. And all the Oricori still have cool inspiration. So yeah, it's a B tier. I don't dislike it at all. I just think it's lacking what the others have. Sensu, I like it more than Pom-Pom and Poe, but I don't like it quite as much as Ballet. Yeah, I think it... no, the purple's cool. I'll give it an A tier. Ghost Flying's cool typing. And I do like purple, and it works really, really nicely with these like pale blues and pinks here. It definitely looks very elegant, similar to Ballet. So yeah, these two are definitely my favourite out of the four. I like them a lot. Cutie Fly is nice. Yeah, it's kind of a funny little round thing. Funny how they managed to make a fly look so nice as well. Yeah, I like it. Beta. Rabombi I actually really like. It's an A tier. I love it when they kind of do this like really exaggerated... Oops, that's not A tier, it's beta. I like when they do this really exaggerated like fairy eyes as well. When they have like the black with the 2 specks of white in it. That's always nice. And I just like how elegant it looks as well. Like it has a little like scarf cloak thingy. Kind of these massive wings. And it's definitely one of my favourite bug types, I think. I used this in my playthrough of Ultramoon, and it's fun competitively too, actually. It learns Pollen Puff, which is a fun move. It can like set Sticky Web, I think, as well. Yeah, it's just a fun design. It's not trying to be serious, and I like it. It's an A tier. Rockruff. Funnily enough, this used to be my favourite Pokemon. And now, though, it gets a beta. It is still cute and charming. It's definitely endearing. And I think the idea of like a rock-type like mammal is interesting. Like one that's very clearly like just an animal. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know why it's not a rock normal, but the rock is fine as well. It's beta. It's cute. Lycanroc. I don't know whether I'm going to rank these forms separately. Because I don't know if my placement of them would massively change, actually. No, I'm gonna rank them all together, because they'll all be placed in the same tier anyway. That tier is A tier. I like these. Okay, so these used to be my favorite Pokemon, and then they kind of fell off a bit for me. And now they're growing on me again. Just the whole wolf aesthetic is so cool, and I love the little spikes they have coming out of their like main collar thingy. It's just a very spiky, like scruffy kind of dog, and I like that a lot. Its eyes are cool, the blue eyes as well, and then the red eyes that Midnight gets. Then does Duskworm get what color? No, Duskworm saves the blue eyes. It's just it's just a cool design. I don't really have much to say about it. Again, a rock type like mammal is really interesting. It's definitely one of my favourite Alola designs, I think, and that's saying quite a lot actually, because this whole gen is full of designs that I love. Wishy Washy. Will I rank these forms separately? Nah, they're both going in beta. I think its whole gimmick of like changing form to a much bigger Pokemon is cool. It's not very competitively viable, since if it drops below, I think it's like 30% is the threshold for returning back to its base form. But it's still kind of a cute Pokemon, and I like how they gave a bit more to like traditional just fish Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool gimmick Pokemon, and that's all there is to it. Marini, I like Marini, it's a beta. The colours are really just striking. Like I said before with, I think it was Crabrawler I was talking about, with the blue and purple. This is kind of a similar thing. I don't know, it just looks like a little gremlin. I like it for that. It's very spiky. Toxapex is probably an A tier. I just love the whole, like, because I think it's based on a type of starfish, I think. And I just like it. I love how it kind of lifts up his arm thingies to show its face. That's kind of cute. And I like how its body is so small compared to like all of its arms. The whole like bunker thing is an interesting way to take it. And Baneful Bunker is a pretty cool name for a move actually, I will give it that. But again, the colour palette's really nice here. Water Poison is an interesting typing. And obviously Toxapex's been great in competitive as well, so yeah, definitely an A tier. Mudbray. This is a beta. I didn't used to like this that much, but it's kind of, I love the eyes. I think that's what gives it a beta. Like I love the kind of like blank expression it's got. It's very dumb, and I love it for that. Yeah, it's all the eyes. I think that's all that brings it up to beta. Mudsdale though. Mudsdale. Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but this is an S tier. And the reason it's an S tier is because, like, you know, before I played Ultra Moon, I'd always liked Mudsdale, because I remember Harpu used to be my favourite character from the anime when I first watched it, and I always really liked Mudsdale because of that. I love that its mane has kind of like braided, with the orange at the bottom, but then after I played Ultra Moon, Mudsdale carried me throughout the whole run. Like, literally, like, I think I got the kill on every totem Pokemon, and, like, that just skyrocketed my opinion of it. So it's gone up from, like, what probably would have been, like, a B tier to an easy S tier. It's now one of my favourite Pokemon, genuinely. I love how bulky it is. I love how it's very, like, rugged ground type, and I like it for that. The orange is a really nice touch, because you don't really get many ground types with that, like, striking colour palettes, but the orange and the black make really nice contrast. Yeah, it's so nice. I like it. I don't think this would have been an S tier if I didn't play Ultra Moon. Dupida. I always thought it was Dupida, but they always pronounce it as Dupida in the anime. It's a C tier. I can't really move it up to beta because there's nothing that I like about it. Like, that sounds mean. There's nothing that I like about it enough for beta. I kind of like the water bubble thing it's got in his head. And it's a very, like, cute, like, stupid little spider. And I kind of like it for that. But not enough for beta. But it's still cute. Araquanid though. Araquanid is an A tier. This is one of the coolest bug type designs, I think. I love how massive it is, first of all. Like, this thing's huge. And the whole, like, it's very bubbly. Like, it obviously got the big bubble around its head, but it's just got very circular design all in all. Like, the little balls it's got, like, on its joints. And I don't know, I'm not usually a massive fan of spiders. I do find them kind of cool, but, like, this design just, I don't know, it does more with the bug type than most other bug types do. Like, it adds more on top of just being a bug, and I like it. Competitively, it's interesting. It's been on the rise in OU, I think, because it sets webs, which is nice to have. And it's nice to have someone else other than Rabombi who can do that. But yeah, it's just a cool design. It's not quite Esto, but it's definitely an Ato. What's this? Fermentus. That's bad, I forgot what it's called. But this is an Ato. I love the colours here. This and Lurantis, the colours like elevate it so much. The green works so well with the pink. It really gives it that kind of like almost like, it's almost like a retro colour palette-ish. Not really, but it invokes those vibes. And yeah, I love the fact that it's like a plant that disguises itself as a bug that disguises itself as a plant. Is a cool concept. And just yeah, I just generally love this Pokemon. Lurantis is, I'm so tempted to give it an S tier. I don't know if I can though. I will, yeah. I've always loved this design ever since I watched the anime. It is so cool. I love the kind of like striped trousers it's got. It's very fashionable plant thing. It's obviously based on, I think it's based on an orchid mantis, but it's obviously a plant that disguises itself as an orchid mantis. And yeah, the colours again, I love how it shifts from like mainly green to mainly pink. And it's also huge as well. And it gets contrary, which is a fun ability. I don't think it does much with it. It's not very viable, but it's still just cool. And yeah, it's a great Pokemon. Moral, it's cool. This is a beta. I like the concept of like, it's nice to have a mushroom Pokemon that isn't like Amoonguss, I guess. That sounds mean. I like Amoonguss as well, but it is just genuinely nice to have like a cute mushroom, I guess. I also like the concept of like how it kind of like enchants people. I think that's cool. I like his little eyes as well. Those are cute. And yeah, I don't know. It's just nice that they did a bit more with the mushroom. Shinotic is an A-tier. I love the massive oversized mushroom it's got on his head, similar to Amoonguss, but I like how it takes a different direction. It's also kind of creepy, but in still a charming way. Like it's got a very like thin body and like very black eyes. Because it definitely is kind of sinister with the way it like puts people to sleep, I think, or like hypnotizes them in some way. I don't quite remember what it does, but still. And like the pink works very well with like the like very very pale green color that it's got. Yeah, I just like the Pokemon a lot. It almost looks like a Pikmin. I think that's why I like it as well. Salandit. It's a beta, same as Salazzle, I think. These Pokemon are cool. I kind of like their theming. Poison Fire is a really interesting typing, and I like the tail. I think the tail's really cool. It almost looks like a lava like current or something. The whole designs just give very volcanic vibes, which is quite cool. I do think they're quite enough for A tier because I don't really have any justification for why I like them. Yeah, they're just kind of cool. And I like the little like orange streaks they've got out of their body as well. Yeah. Stuffle. I don't really think about Stuffle much, but I like it. It's beta. Same as Beware. I think that it's got a very like teddy bear, cute fluffy design, which is funny considering that it's a fighting type and it's quite vicious. Particularly Beware. I think Beware's quite funny. It's obviously massive and like very bulky and kind of brutish in its strength. This whole thing of like bear hugging people to kill them, it's quite funny. Yeah, so they're just two very funny Pokemon. I think that's it really. They're quite goofy. Bounsweet, how do you pronounce it? I don't remember. It's okay. It's a Cedar, I think. It's kind of just a plant. There's not loads to it, but yeah, this is a decent Pokemon in its own right. Steamy, I don't know. I don't really like it that much. I think it's another Cedar. It's all right. I don't know why I don't massively like it. I don't really like its face. I think the eyes are too like prominent. I kind of prefer Bounsweet's like smaller eyes. Yeah, it's still a cool design, but it's just not super remarkable. Zarina is a beta. I like its theming of being like plant queen thing. I don't really get it, but it's still cool. It's very tall as well. I like its kind of like hair and leaves. Those are cool. I like the little crown it has too. The colour palette's nice as well. The green, red, and it's like the colour palette is very like, I don't know, vibrant, I guess. Like it definitely evokes like fruits. And Queenly Emergency is also a cool ability, blocking priority. See, Frigiraf also gets a similar thing with Armor Tail. Yeah, it's a cool Pokemon. I like it. I like its eyes as well. The little eyelashes are cool. Comfey, beta. I like it. It's I don't know. It's a similar thing with Klefki, where like I like it when they do things that are just kind of objects. It's based on one of those like flower garlands, and yeah, it's a very Hawaii Pokemon, and it definitely fits in this region. I like how colourful it is as well, with the different flowers. I like it. Oranguru. I don't really have many opinions on this. Ceto, I think. I think it could have had like a pre-evolution or something, but it works fine as a single stage. I like the little purple like cloak it has, but I also don't massively. I just think they could have done a bit more with it. Maybe given it like a evolution or something like that. But it's a whole gimmick of being like a teacher and like an instructor's cool as well. Instructor's cool. But yeah, not much else to say about it. It's okay. Passimian is kind of the same thing. Obviously they're counterparts and they're version exclusive, so it kind of makes sense why they're both single stage. But I think it could have had something else. I think it's based on the Lima question mark. I'm gonna have to look this up again. Yes, it is based on Lima. Thank God. Yeah, it's cool. I like how it always holds like the coconut in its hand. It's kind of funny. Wimpod. I like Wimpod. This is a beta. I like its colours. I like the kind of like palish purple it has. Based on the Isopod. No, is it? Is it based on that or a horseshoe crab? It's kind of hard to tell. I think it's a bit. I mean, the names are just Isopods, I'm gonna say that. It might be a combination of the two. I like its little eyes as well. They look very worried and concerned, which fits with the Pokemon. This is definitely a beta. Galisopod though, this is a nest. It's just such a cool design. I love the like samurai kind of like armor plates it has. Those are really cool. Emergency exit and first impression are such cool like gimmicks to have. And constantly switching out and coming back in. And the little streaks of purple on this design, like especially with like the eyes, are really nice. The eyes are also really intimidating because they've got like crosses in them, I think. And just the whole like silhouette of this, it is so tall that it just looks so scary and intimidating and dangerous, which I think a lot of bug types are kind of lacking in. It's definitely one of my favourite bug types, definitely. Yeah, I love this. Oh, Bug Water is also a cool typing, by the way. I forgot to mention that. How many do we have left? We're making pretty good progress actually, about halfway. Over halfway actually. Sandygast, it's fine. C tier. I don't really think loads of it. This whole sandcastle ghost thing is kind of random, but kind of cool. I like the shovel in its head. Yeah, it's fine. It's an interesting theming, that's fine. Palisand, I think this gets a C tier as well. I'm tempted to move it up, because I do like it, but I don't like it enough. I like how it's like shovel on its head just like serves as a radar. I find that kind of funny. And just the fact that they managed to turn a sandcastle into such a random like ghost pairing. Yeah, C tier. I don't really see much reason to move up. I like it, but I don't like it that much. It's perfectly serviceable Pokemon. Pyukumuku, I like. It's a beta. Oops. Yeah, beta. In and Out is a funny gimmick. I don't really know what I was going with that thought, but yeah, it's just a fun Pokemon. I like the little like star cross thing it has on its mouth. The little eyes are very cute as well. I like how they're pink to go with the spikes on its back. Yeah, I like how it has the arm that comes out. That's quite cool. It also shares a Wobbuffet's gimmick of only learning status moves. Because I think it only learns status moves. I would be wrong. But yeah, it's kind of just a counterpart to Wobbuffet, to be honest. It's cool. Type Null. I always forget about this. I like it. It looks very, like, cobbled together. In a way that's quite cute. Is it cute? Yeah, it's cute, actually. I like its little, like, legs are cool. Like the bird legs and then the, like, regular hind legs. The fishtail is funny. And the giant, like, axe it has on its head. It's really intimidating and scary. Same as the, like, bronze helmet it's got, kind of. Almost looks like a restrainer. Yes, it's a cool one. I think it's meant to be, like... Yes, it is meant to be a prototype to Silvally. And I think it's trying to, like, replicate Arceus. Which becomes more prominent in Silvally's design, which is very, very cool. I'm tempted to give an S tier. It's between A and S. Yeah, I think it's an S tier. Because, like, ever since I learned that it's meant to be like a kind of like mockery of Arceus, it's quite cool. You can really see that with like the... Well, I guess Arceus is right here. So you can see with like the thing coming up its head resembles this. And I think you can't really see it in this image, but I think it does have like a ring that usually goes around its like abdomen, which represents this. And also the whole thing of like Arceus system makes sense. And I think its discs contain like small parts of Arceus's plates, which is cool. But yeah, just the whole gimmick of like being Pokemon like genetically engineered in the image of Arceus. It's just a really cool thing to do, and yeah, it works out well. Minior, it's an A tier. It's very high A tier, but it's not quite an S tier. I just love its whole thing of being very colourful. It's nice to have a meteor Pokemon, I guess. I like the shell it has as well. It's quite cool. It has all these little like brown triangular things. It looks very otherworldly and almost alien, the same way like Clefable does. But yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah. Kamala. I don't like it as much as I like Minior. I like it. I think it's a beta. Its whole gimmick of being constantly asleep is funny. Comatose is also a fun ability when it basically makes it immune to status moves. Yeah, I like it. I like the little log it carries as well. I'm not a massive fan of like the pale blue colour. I've said that before. I don't like this like pale blue grey thingy. But it doesn't like massively negatively impact the design here. Also, I realised before, I put Clefable in beta. This should not be an A beta. This should be an S tier. I don't know why that's over there. It's just like one of my favourite Gen 1 Pokemon, if not my favourite Gen 1 Pokemon. Yeah, why is this here? I have no idea. But anyway, it's up there now. I'll probably do a video at the end where I like go through and change all my rankings, because a lot of them need to be altered. Turtonator. This is an interesting Pokemon, I think. I love it's very explosion coded. Like I love the like octagonal style thing it's got on its back and its head. It definitely reinforces those explosion vibes. It's a really interesting Pokemon. I'm not really sure what else to say about it. The whole turtle dragon thing is cool. Almost looks like Bowser a bit. And I love the colours as well. The like darker red shards on its back, kind of like the yellow and the red. It's very fiery. I like it. Togedemaru. Again, this is one of my preferred Pika clones. It's a beta. Steel Electric is cool. The whole gimmick of like being spiky. Is that even a gimmick? I don't know what I'm saying gimmick. Yeah, it's very spiky. Spiky Shield. It's a cool move. It's not a signature, I think it's Chestnut's signature, but it gets it. I think it's got Iron Barbs in the ability. Yeah, not much else to say about it. It's just cool Pokemon. Very cute. Mimikyu. I love Mimikyu. It's an Esther. It's my favourite designs ever, maybe. Fairy Ghost is obviously a really unique typing. Disguise is a really cool ability. It lets it take a hit from basically anything. Kind of like Ice Cube's Ice Face, but it works a bit differently. Yeah, I love the whole theming of it being like trying to look like Pikachu to get people to like it more, and it's also very like it makes you feel sympathetic for it as well. It's just trying its best. I love the face it's got as well. Like the swirly eyes are cool. It's just a really cool Pokemon and a cute Pokemon as well. It ticks both boxes there. I like it. Bruxish. Okay, this grew on me. This is a beta. I would have probably put an E tier before or something like that. I think a lot of people would put an E tier because like the exaggerated mouth. I kind of like the exaggerated mouth. It's just a really like funny design. It's a weird design. It doesn't really make any sense. The colours are really nice. The colours are really vivid. Like the pastel pinks, blues, and yellows go really nicely together. There's a lot of touches of purple. I like how it's got like this flower bud on its head. You can't really see it here, but it blossoms into a flower eventually. Yeah, it's just a weird Pokemon, but I like it for that. It's a beta. Drampa. I like Drampa. I think it's another beta. There's a lot of betas in this gen. Yeah, I like it. I like it's actually no, it's an 8. It's an 8. Normal Dragon used to be unique typing before Cyclizar came along. I like the like teal color it's got. It's very nice. It's very nice to look at, and the whole like grandpa thing is funny. I love the long neck as well. It makes it look kind of intimidating, but also not at all. It's very like. Yeah, it's got cloud theming actually. I was about to stop myself, but it does. Like the little tufts of white here and there. Yeah, it's really nice to look at Pokemon. I like it. Delmise is really cool. This is another 8. This design is just... It's not quite an S tier, just because S tier is more personal preference, but it's definitely an 8 just because I love its concept of being like an overtaken like anchor, and because I think the actual Pokemon is meant to be the seaweed surrounding it. So it's cool that it kind of like took hold of an anchor and like a ship steering wheel thingy. Yeah, it's very cool. I'm surprised it's not water type. I guess it makes sense because it is just the seaweed. Anchor Shot is a cool thing. Steelwork is really cool ability. Basically gives it a steel stab, despite it not being a steel type. Grass Ghost is obviously a cool typing. There's a lot of Grass Ghost types. This is one of the preferred ones for me, at least. I mean, a lot of them I like, actually. There are a lot of, yeah, never mind. But it's still a cool Pokemon nonetheless. I love its silhouette as well. This anchor serves for a very, like, intimidating, dangerous kind of visual indicator. Yeah, it's a really cool Pokemon. I like it. Yeah, we're getting there. Jangmo. Okay, this whole line gets an S tier. Again, I love dragon types. This is why I love dragon types, because they can do so much with their concepts, and sometimes they don't do a lot of the concepts, but when they do like this, it's really cool. The whole scales motif is so cool. I love it so much. The like musical aspect of it is cool as well. It's very sound-based Pokemon, similar to why I like Noivern. It's interesting seeing them do that. And Hakamo in particular, no, Como in particular, sorry, it's just got a very intimidating vibe with it. Like all the scales give it almost regal look, like not quite, but almost. Especially on the head there, how it's like they almost form a crown on its head, which is really cool. It's a mixed attacker as well, which is always nice. Its exclusive Z move is cool. Clangorous Soul Blaze gives an Omni boost, I think, at the cost of half its HP. I think, I want to say. I might be wrong. But yeah, it's just a really cool design. This is why I like dragon types, and it's kind of the same realm as Guja, where I just like the whole line. But yeah, I love these. Okay. Okay, this is actually quite funny because we're about to have a very, very long line of Esters. So starting with the Tappies, all of these are Ester. I love their theming as like island guardians. They definitely give off that vibe of like ancient spirits. I love how much character each one of them has. Like Tapu Koko obviously has like the more like fiery personality, and it makes sense as an electric type, why it's so energetic all the time, always wants to fight. Tapu Lele has like a very like playful personality, which makes sense because fairy type. Well, all of them are fairy type, but Lele kind of leans into it more. Bulu's like the strong, hard-working thing, and I like the kind of like hat that Bulu has. It's cool, and like the like nose ring that it has. Feeney's my favourite though. Feeney's my favourite. This isn't ordered, but I'm just putting this in front of them to make clear. I love the purple. The purple looks so good here, and I love how it contrasts with the blue. Water Fairy is a really cool typing. Oh, these kind of typings are cool. Electric Fairy, Psychic Fairy, Grass Fairy. Yeah, I love the red that kind of stays. Actually, no, red doesn't stay consistent. I love the kind of like square diamond shapes that stay consistent. All these. I love the fact that they can like fold themselves into like a shell. That's always cool. And just yeah, I love how much character each one of them has. It's just such a cool quartet. I love it. Okay, now yeah, we'll do all these at once. Again, all four of these are going to be Ester. It's nice having a legendary that evolves, because I think that's unique to this gen. I love Cosmoem actually. A lot of people don't talk about it, but I love it. I love the kind of like. I mean, all of them have the celestial vibe, obviously, but this one in particular, it has that. I like the gold. I think that really does it for me. It's got those like. I don't know. It feels very ancient. It's really hard to describe. It feels very antique, I think, with the gold and the little like small precious part in the middle. Like even the gold things are kind of serving to protect the middle thing, which is cool. I don't really know what I'm saying about this, but I just love this. Solgaleo and Lunala, they're my favourite legendaries. I love them. Sun and Moon, pretty obvious counterparts to each other, but I like how they both have like a kind of futuristic vibe to them almost. Like Solgaleo more so, I think. I think Lunala has a more ancient vibe. Solgaleo has these kind of like futuristic like decorations, I guess, on its paws and on its body, like the little black parts. I like how they're also like interesting typings. Psychic Steel and Ghost Psychic, which aren't what you'd expect from the Sun and Moon. Like you'd expect like, I don't know, Fire Psychic and Dark Psychic or something. So I like that they tried to take it in a different direction. I think Lunala is my favourite of the two, just because of the purple. I think that's really it. And the bat-like wings are cool. But also like the lion's mane here is really cool. I like how they took the sun and kind of made the lion's mane into like a sun motif. That's cool. Same with like the crescent moon motif here on Lunala. Yeah, I just love these two so much, honestly. Okay, all of the Ultra Beasts, every single one of these is an Ester. I know I'm just handing out Esters left and right, but I love all of these Pokemon so much. I'm just going to talk about the Ultra Beasts as a whole as I move them, because there is a lot to say. So, the Ultra Beasts, I think, for me at least, represent kind of like a design change in the philosophy of how like the character designers for Pokemon have been designing these creatures. Like, for me, the Ultra Beasts kind of represent like a chance to actually do something different. Because the main complaint that I see about the Ultra Beasts is that they don't look like Pokemon, and I think that's the entire point, is that they're kind of meant to play around with concepts that Pokemon haven't really got to before. Hence why, like, Xurkitree, for example, like, it's just a bundle of wires, which I don't think would have worked as, like, a standalone Pokemon, but as an Ultra Beast it makes a lot of sense, because they're meant to not look like Pokemon. They're meant to be alien. And I just love all of them. They each have so much personality and character, and every single one of these designs just looks so cool as well. Like, these are the easiest Esters ever. Like, Celesteela is my favourite one, actually. I love the bamboo rocket thingy. It's just so weird and doesn't make any sense, but it's cool. I love how tall it is. I love the, like, needle-ish body it's got. I love the colours as well, like the grey and the black, like the more technological vibe, contrasting with, like, the earthier green. Yeah, all of these, like Kartana. I love the origami aesthetic, and how it doesn't make any sense at all why it's so strong, but it is, for some reason. And Guzzlord is just funny. I like Guzzlord. I didn't used to, but I just find it so funny. Its cry is obviously really funny as well. It's just Scream. And it just looks intimidating but also goofy at the same time. Okay, we'll get to the... Okay, I'm going to rank the other Ultra Beasts as I do that, because I have other stuff to say about Necrozma. Poipole and Narganadel, I like how they're new Ultra Beasts that evolve. That's cool. The purple works really well. I love the dragon bee thing. It also doesn't make any sense. I think it's more meant to be a wasp, but it's hard to tell. Narganadel in particular, I love the, like, massive over-exaggerated stinger it's got, and the tiny little dragon wings that shouldn't be able to carry it, but they do nonetheless. Yeah, all of these are nice. Stakataka is funny. It's just made up of a bunch of bricks. It's got a very futuristic vibe to it as well, though. Like, the green eyes are very technological. Blacephalon, the last one, it's just goofy. I love the clown motif. I love how its head just explodes randomly into fireworks. The little polka dots in its head are cool as well. Same as its eyes, like the star shape and all the different colours. Really enhance that, like, playful aesthetic. Oh, this is... I put this in 8-tip accent, this is an Esther. But yeah, every single one of these Ultra Beasts, like Boswell and Pheromosa, I love how they contrast each other, like the... and also they contrast their own theming. Like, the mosquitoes becomes really, like, muscular, and the cockroach becomes really elegant. That's cool. Nihilego, I don't know what it is about Nihilego, but I love, like, the ethereal aesthetic. Like, almost looks like it's got a hat on as well. This almost looks like hair. It's very, like, haunting Pokemon, but I like it nonetheless. Yeah, every single one of the Ultra Beasts, easy Esther, easy. Okay, more Esters to come. Necrozma is my favourite legendary, like, full stop, it's my favourite one. Base Necrozma is so cool how they managed, I can't speak. It's so cool how they managed to make a prism into a Pokemon, because it's all black. Oh yeah, it's still kind of bright with the things it's got in its hands. Yeah, it's so cool. The marking it's got on its back, you can't see it from this angle obviously, but it's got like a prism kind of star thing on its back, which is cool. And its whole gimmick of, like, absorbing any energy that it comes into contact with is fun. I like how it returned in Sword and Shield as well for the DLC. That was cool. But yeah, this is my favourite legendary. It's just so cool. I love the spikes it's got all over its body. It's very angular. Yeah, it definitely fits Prism. I like it a lot. Okay, Duskmane and Dawnwings, both also Esther. These are, I mean, I would say that these are my favourite legendaries, but they're still Necrozma, so Necrozma is still my favourite legendary. But just the idea of these, like, the kind of, like, corrupted versions of the originals, like, Necrozma's kind of just forcefully overtaken them. It's just a really cool concept. I like how both of them, the light in them becomes much more enhanced, like Solgaleo becomes much brighter, and so does Lunala as well. Yeah, I especially in Lunala's Dusk Dawnwings form, it's got a like very like alien overlord kind of vibe, with like how the claws kind of like point upwards like that. And so it almost looks like it's got like a crown on its head. Same with Solgaleo. Yeah, both of these are just so cool. The concept is just really cool. I like how they have the like each part of Necrozma kind of like lends itself into these designs. Like you can see all the spikes sticking out, which are different parts of the original Necrozma, and the arms still remain as well in both of them. Okay, now my favourite Pokemon from this gen, and my second favourite Pokemon of all, is Ultra Necrozma. This goes right up here. I love this Pokemon so much. So Dragon is obviously my favourite typing, if you couldn't tell. But Psychic used to be my favourite typing, so Psychic Dragon is such a nice typing that's so rare, but so nice to see finally. And just the whole light star theming is so cool. Like it's so bright, the whole design is all just glowing, which looks really nice. I love the wings kind of detached, to kind of suggest like how much power it has, like they're just gravitating towards it. And just the silhouette of this is just so cool. It has a very like cosmic kind of vibe to it. I mean, obviously it does, the whole trio does, but still, like, and I love how all the parts of Necrozma still remain. Like, you can see the claws of Necrozma on the feet of Ultra Necrozma. It's so cool. I love it. I don't really know why I love it so much. It's just one of those cases where it's just like immense personal bias, but it's still my second favourite Pokemon. I love it. Okay, last few now. Magearna. Magearna's a beta. I like the concept of it. I like the kind of... I like how the like steel robotic elements of it fuse with like the more like playful fairy type aspects of it. Yeah, it's very cool. It definitely gives those like ancient concepts of robots and stuff, and like automatons and things like that, which is nice to see, because you don't really get much of that in Pokemon, definitely not. So it's cool that they've experimented with that. And the only thing I don't like about it is the colours. I wish they did a bit more with the colours. Maybe like a bronze would be cool, instead of the kind of just grey we get. In the Magearna original form, they do a bit more of that. They add a bit more striking red, which works in its favour a lot. It's cool to have this Pokeball thing, but I didn't rank it separately because it would have got the same tier. But yeah, it's a cool design, Peter. Marshadow used to be my favourite mythical. It's not anymore, because Jirachi is now. But this is still an A tier. I'm not sure what exactly it is about this. I just love the kind of like resolute vibe it has. Like, it's just very still and like stoic. The eye is really, really cool. I love how they're kind of like fiery. It's very unassuming Pokemon, which I like. Ghost Fighting is cool typing. Yeah, it's I just like the concept of like having an animated shadow, kind of. Yeah, not much else to say about that one. I like the wispy like strand of hair it's got as well. That's cool. Very good design. Zeraora. I always forget about this, but this is a beta. Actually, it's Ceta. It's probably one of my least favorite mythicals. Just the fact that I'm not quite sure what it's meant to be. Like, it's meant to be an electric mammal thing. I'm not quite sure what. But it's okay. It's not a bad design. I like the kind of like thunderbolt motif that kind of persists throughout the whole design. I'm not sure why it's not electric fighting, but it's fine that it's not. Yeah, this is Ceta. Not much else to say about it. I just wish that it did a bit more, to be honest. Meltan. I like Meltan. This is a beta. It's very cute. I like the little eye it has in the centre of its kind of like nut thingy. Yeah, it's cute. I like how it's kind of like an amalgamation of different like pieces of metal scrap. Like the nut obviously, and also like this little like wire that is just picked up. Yeah, it's just a cute little steel type design. I like it when the steel types are more cute like that and less I mean, less like this, but I still like Melmato a lot. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying less like this, because I love this design. It's an S tier. One of my favourite mythicals, I will move Jirachi up, because Jirachi is an S tier as well for me. But this is definitely on the same level, Melmato. I love the... So I'm going to rank both of them in the same tier, but I love the Gigantamax design. It's nice to have a Gigantamax that isn't Gen 1 or Gen 8, even though it kind of is Gen 8, but who cares. Yeah, I just... It's meant to be a mister. Yeah, here. But yeah, I love the kind of very, very, like, strong vibe it gives off. Like, if you get hit by this, like, you're gonna die. The massive arms it has. It's more horizontal than it is vertical, and I find that very funny. With this G-Max form, I love how it's kind of becomes more, like, fluid, I guess. I think it's like liquid mercury is what it's meant to be based off. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, I really like the G-Max, I think. It's very... It just kind of takes the same thing, but just makes it a lot taller and much more intimidating, which I like when they do that with G-Maxes. G-Maxes I do prefer a lot more than Megas, I think. I think there's a lot more room to experiment with cooler concepts. But yeah, this is a really solid mythical. It's definitely one of my favourite ones. I like the colours as well, like it definitely gives like construction kind of the colours, like the yellow and black. It's very like tough and rugged. I'm not sure what I'm saying with that, but it's still cool. But yeah, that's Alola. Probably the most S tiers out of any gen. Definitely the most S tiers out of any gen. Mostly because of the legendaries. Like, all of this is just Alola. Almost half of the whole tier is Alola. But there'll be a lot more S tiers in Galar as well, because I love Galar, and people don't give enough credit. But we're almost done, which is kind of crazy. Only 2 more gens to go, and 2 good gens as well, I think. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of S's in Paldea as well. But yeah, that's all for Alola for now.